So I hope you're aware by now, I do a lot of video and podcast production services for my clients, but it occurred to me today as I was wrapping up a project that I've never really shown you guys some of the behind the scenes. So if you give me a minute, I'll show you kind of how that works. So in this particular scenario, I've already recorded the first episode for this client. We're launching a brand new podcast for him. So part of that is you've got to come up with an introduction and an outro for the podcast itself for each episode as that plays, and you got to pick out music. Well, my client's already selected the music, so we've kind of got that pulled into the editing software. So when I play that, it kind of plays like this. So you're looking at trying to get the levels right, trying to get all the voiceover done. You read the voiceover.
Law podcast with attorney Scott Shanist. He'll provide helpful information.
And then that just dies down as it goes in, and you import the regular content. This is what we've already pre-recorded.
Studio with Scott Shanist, an attorney right here in Louisville, Kentucky.
And that goes on for a while. This is about a 30-minute episode. So then you end up kind of wrapping it up here.
Scott actually handled all of my documents for me in terms of putting together my will and my healthcare surrogates.
And then you bring in the music and the extra track down here, so it kind of fades in as you're talking.
My friends, thanks for your time, and we will talk to you again soon.
Nice little sign-off. All this comes in.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Louisville Probate Law Podcast with attorney Scott Shanist. The content provided is for information.
And just toward the end, it just kind of fades out on its own if you picked out the right kind of music track. And that's about it. So that tends to work well, and you make sure once again, you've got your levels set, you save a couple of copies of it, and then you're about ready to go ahead and launch it. So anyway, that's kind of a behind the scenes look of how I do some podcast production right here in the Louisville office. Hope that wasn't too confusing, too boring. It wasn't meant to show you all the secret sauce, but it just kind of gives you an idea of all the production quality that goes behind it to actually make these things stand out, to make them memorable, and at the end of the day, to produce some really good content for the client on his website, for the client on his or her social media, Facebook, all of this other stuff, and pushing it out there to iHeartRadio and Apple Podcasts and Spotify and Google and all these other places. So great tool. If you're thinking about producing a lot of content, maybe a podcast is something you ought to look at. It's pretty easy to get it up and going. I can walk you through it all and be happy to handle all the production for you. Hope that was interesting. Take care. Bye-bye.